Hello, my name is Trevor Helps and I'm the Technical Director at Keyfax Systems. And for the next 10 minutes or so, I will be describing how Keyfax and Keynamics work together to provide solutions within a Dynamics 365 environment, all operating on the Microsoft Power Apps platform. So what are Power Apps? Well, as Microsoft themselves say, Power Apps empowers everyone, no matter their skill set, to turn bright ideas into brilliant apps. And there is a fast-growing trend towards low-code or no-code applications, and the Power Apps platform is paving the way towards a new world of software development, and it is really exciting to see what is being produced out there in the way of apps. And just to note that Dynamics itself is a Power App. It's quite probable that the model Customer Services app would be appropriate for use in contact centers. Model apps could work out of the box, but are more likely to be used as a basis for further customization and solution building. A growing number of Keyfax customers use model apps, heavily customized, to provide full-blown housing management solutions across the enterprise. So what is Keynamics? Keynamics provides the interface between Power Apps, for example the Customer Services app, and your Keyfax scripts. This is accomplished by mapping data in and out of Keyfax, handling the launching of Keyfax, and capturing results. It also provides diagnostic data which will be of use in any support situation, and it can assist Keyfax administrators in ensuring that data mapping is working as expected. So what are the key benefits of Keynamics? Well, it's a single interface where previously we were finding that vendors and clients were building their own integrations with sometimes mixed results. With any migration from your housing management system to Dynamics 365, you can protect your investment in your Keyfax scripts, as these can easily be adapted to suit the new environment. There's an ongoing commitment from Keyfax to keep abreast of the fast-moving changes and trends towards social media-centric communications via Omnichannel. One of the main benefits is that rather than relying on Keyfax to provide additional data for consumption by your scripts, you are now in control of the data, and this allows you to pass across additional asset information or tenant profile data to control the flow of your scripts, to minimize questioning, improve accuracy, and subsequently reduce call times. I'll now take you through a quick demonstration of Keynamics, data mapping, launching Keyfax, and processing results. I'll also be introducing Omnichannel and showing you how multiple instances of Keyfax can coexist. From the list of published apps, we see Keynamics. Now, the settings are preset values and shouldn't need changing very often, if at all, and any changes are normally carried out by your IT staff or Keyfax support. So mapping, this is where things get interesting. If we look at repairs mappings, items that we're going to send to Keyfax, we see several data fields that will be supplied for consumption by your Keyfax scripts. Each mapping describes where the data comes from, typically from the current Dynamics form from where Keyfax is being launched, and where it is stored so that your import data boxes can access it. Let's look at an example of a piece of data that we will send from Dynamics to Keyfax. A simple example is the tenant ID, where yes, we're sending it to Keyfax. This is the location on the Dynamics current form where the data can be found, and this is the target, the name of the node that will be accessed by your import data box. Now let's have another look at mappings, but this time where we receive, for repairs, we receive information after a diagnosis, and we pull that into Dynamics and populate the current form. Most of these, as you can see, are SOR related, and if we look at one in particular, the SOR code itself, we pull the SOR code out of the export data from Keyfax, and that is a name of repair code, and we store it on the current form where Keyfax was launched from, and this is the name of the field where we're going to store it. The same goes for all the other receive from Keyfax mappings. Let's take a look at Fetch XML. Fetch XML is a neat and powerful way of locating and sourcing data from within Dynamics for mapping through to Keyfax. An example might be the contact name and address. And as you can see, as Fetch XML syntax can be a little more complex, we would anticipate some assistance from IT to establish these particular mappings. Finally, let's take a look at log entries. Now, these record every time Keyfax is launched, and it allows you to see the complete underlying data that is sent to and received from Keyfax. So if we take a look at one of these items, here we can see the startup data and together with the export data. If there were any issues, they'd be recorded here as an error, and this will enable any administrators or support staff to understand quite what might be going wrong when mapping doesn't work as expected, for example. One other point worth mentioning is that in settings we can launch Keyfax from Keynamics, and this is useful in troubleshooting or support situations where we can at least prove that Keyfax launches and is fully accessible. Okay, let's take a look at Keynamics and Keyfax operating in a real-world scenario, and this is working within the Omnichannel for customer service app. I'm the agent, and I've taken a call from Harry Anderson, and Harry's let me know that he's got a problem with his immersion heater. So I'm going to go through and raise a new repair. You see that all the information here is going to be populated by the Keyfax script. So let's launch that. And I'm aware that it's the immersion heater. So I'm asking Harry if he's checked the controls, and unfortunately he hasn't. So Harry's going to go and check if there's power to the system and if the programmer is switching on, and he's going to get back to me. He's either going to call me back or I'll hang on the line. So for the moment I haven't got anything to do, but unbeknown to me, out in the ether, there's a gentleman using our website or our portal, our Dynamics portal, and he has an issue which he wants to get in touch with me about, or anyone in the call center. His name is Mike Watson. So back in Dynamics, we see the request up here, which we can accept. There's a pre-chat survey where we've established it's Mike Watson, okay, and this is his tenancy reference number. So we can look up Mike. Okay, bring up his full details, and we can further verify who Mike is or authenticate who he is. So let's get engaged with Mike and ask him, how can I help you today? Mike does have a bit of a problem, and seems his son has caused some damage to his front door somehow. So on my side, I have children too, so I'm sorry to hear this, and I hope your son is okay. Is the door seriously damaged? So Mike is going to come back with something. Ah, yes, it's a wooden door. I can't lock it any longer. I think his main concern is, do I need to pay to have it repaired? Well, what we can do now is go through the script whereby can work this out for him. Door's external door is damaged. It is a front door. He did say it's not. You can't lock it. So, and it is wooden. It is tenant action, and by the look of it, it was 319.78. Right. Okay. Let's let him know. Just let that sink in with Mike. And he is going to ask for this to be raised. So we could submit that straight off. The job's created, and this would typically trigger a workflow, and which will include scheduling and arranging an appointment. And meanwhile, Harry has actually come back, and so we can return to the immersion heater script and continue to ask questions. Okay, we've established what the problem is, I think, and we can return. Here's the information returned from the diagnosis and priority unit of measure, any special instructions, additional information, etc., and a breadcrumb of the Q&A session. Well, I hope that's been an interesting insight into Dynamics 365, Keynamics, and Keyfax operating together. If you have any questions, do get back to us after this event. Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor. Interesting stuff. And now let's pass over to Paul. And Paul is going to just give us an update on the new look and feel of version 4.3 for repairs online and inquiries online. So these are the online versions of Keyfax. Over to you, Paul.